beaten, but if not, I'll just have to go for the runoff. I was a bit unfortunate that the second last race, when I came off, I had to take the other bike because the handlebars were pinned on the one I was riding, so that wasn't going quite as good. But we got the handlebars changed for the last one, and that was going okay. So just have to cross my fingers now.
Well, of course, you still can be champion. We ought to stress that without a runoff, but everyone's wondering whether there'll be a runoff. Are you going to look back at Heat 16 and wonder whether you could have done better and whether you were distracted by the spill before the rerun? Well,
no doubt about it, yes, I will look back, but if I can win it still, you know, I'll probably forget about it.
Well, this is unquestionably the biggest moment in the career of Sam Ermolenko, a complete outsider. You'd have got more 50-1 against him even being in with a chance of the world title before the meeting. He now has a total of 10 points. He needs to win this race, heat number 19, to go into a runoff with Hans Nielsen for the championship. He is in grid number 3. He's been a gritty competitor right throughout the program. Let's have a look at the opposition. Egon Müller on the inside in red from West Germany. Jan Andersson in blue from Sweden. Both of those two riders capable of causing all kinds of trouble for Ermolenko. Ermolenko in 3, and John Cook, his fellow Californian, on the outside with 8 points. Now, Cook helped Ermolenko beating Nielsen last time out. How will he react now when he's in against his fellow countrymen? Start so critical, away they go. And up to the corner it is Ermolenko, and it is Andersson. And Andersson has the inside line as they all swing wide. And it's second place, just leveling out. It is Ermolenko, but Andersson in front. And so Cook is coming as well. And Andersson really has made the starting quickly in the way here. And John Cook has come inside Ermolenko. And we have a real race on here as Ermolenko swings out into the dirt. And Andersson is causing a few hearts to miss beats here as Ermolenko swings around the outside, and he's got the drop on him. Oh, terrific speedway. Sam Ermolenko proving that he can rise to the occasion, and we are going to have a run-off at least as long as he can keep going for another lap or so. Haven't had a run-off for the title since 1973, but Ermolenko now has a nerve-wracking 338 metres to go to hold on, and in second place it is Andersson, who hopped out of the tracks, got in the way for a while, but there was no holding Sam. Ermolenko is almost down there. Oh, what a moment. He almost overtook the corner. Oh, that was a nasty moment. Ermolenko wins it. Second place is Andersson. Third is John Cook. Ermolenko really had to work hard, almost clouted the fence here. You can see at this stage it looked as though John Cook was under him, and Ermolenko threw caution to the winds, getting out where the drive is and coming from a long way back to challenge Jan Andersson, and he swings around this pit corner and he seems to find overdrive around the outside of Andersson, who had no chance of withstanding that kind of challenge, and Ermolenko setting sail for a runoff for the world crown. Coming into the last heat, and still everything to go for, and Erik Gundersen, the reigning champion, must really be thinking it's his birthday. He seemed to be completely out of it after a third place first time out. He kept plugging away. He's won his last 3 races. If he can get up here in this Heat 20, he can go into a runoff for the title with Sam Ermolenko, the American outsider, Hans Nielsen, his old rival. Looking at the lineup, and these are the riders that Gundersen must beat. Sean Moran on the inside from America, disappointing on 8 points. Then Gundersen in 2. Lance King again disappointing from the United States in grid 3, and the Italian Castagna on the outside. Still, gate 1 has been the most fruitful with 39 points. Gundersen's in 2 here, and he'll be looking for a clear run up to the first corner. And looking for Moran on his inside shoulder. E20, it's all on this one, and Moran has got a flyer. Oh, Sean Moran anticipated there, and he's away, and Gundersen now has work to do because Lance King is getting around the outside of him as well. And the Americans will be anxious to keep Gundersen out, because it then gives their man Ermolenko a level chance in a runoff, and this is a disaster for Erik Gundersen. He missed the start completely, and well, can he possibly find the extra drive? But he's coming up to challenge. Here comes Erik Gundersen around the outside, and that's magnificent. He's taken them apart. Oh, Gundersen just kept it all wound on and left the Americans as though they both had punches. Quite sensational. To the last lap, the Danish crowd are on their feet, so are all the people here, because this really is magnificent speedway of Erik Gundersen. He's back in with a chance of retaining his title. We're going to have a 3-man runoff. We haven't seen one of those since 1951, and Gundersen It seemed that Nielsen was cruising. Ermolenko's got up into the runoff, and Erik Gundersen produces a party piece to join and make it a three-man runoff for the title. So here we go for the most critical race in World Speedway in 1985, and one of the most crucial races in so many world finals. A three-man runoff. 1951 was the last time we were in a situation like this. Sam Ermolenko from America, the dark horse, the surprise packet, has drawn the pole position on the inside. Next to him, Hans Nielsen, he'll be in grid 2, and Erik Gundersen, who has come back from seemingly being out of touch and out of control of his title, is on the outside in yellow and black. Kenny Carter has just been telling me the grid, the dirt has moved to the outside, which may favour Gundersen. He is in grid 4, and Kenny himself is a bit nervous. We're all nervous. The crowd here are biting their fingernails. They're going to take their time to settle. There is Gundersen, who has come back from nowhere, really. And looking up towards the first turn, the crowd are holding their breath. It's a massive crowd here. And also, what a dramatic finish to the first ever World Speedway Championship stage outside Wembley. We could hardly have asked for a more tempestuous climax. Nielsen is in grid 2, Ermolenko on the inside. He'll rush them into the corner if he gets out level. Gundersen on the outside may swing out into the dirt and try to swoop from the high banking. Here we go. The start is going to be so important. Who will show in front? And it's Nielsen who's got a flyer, and Gundersen's gone with him. And Nielsen and Gundersen, the old rivals, locked together. And Gundersen's just got the drop. Erik Gundersen just had to drop. We saw this last year in Gothenburg, an almost identical first corner, and it won the title for Gundersen, and Gundersen's kicking on. Erik Gundersen just made the start and just got the line on Nielsen, and Nielsen is not making any kind of inroads. Ermolenko is third. And well, Kenny, what do you reckon about Erik Gundersen? He really has come back from nowhere here.
Fantastic start there from Erik Gundersen. He won the race on the first turn, moved out to the dirt, and if all goes well, he doesn't have any mechanical failures. He's going to be the 1985 World Speedway champion.
And he's just got one lap to go, and the celebrations again are going to be sensational. We're heart bleeds for Hans Nielsen, who may just have lost through a bent handlebar. But Gundersen goes over the line, and listen to the reception. Retains his crown and looks overcome with emotion. His old rival Hans Nielsen just beaten in the final analysis again, and the celebrations are going to be doubly sweet this time, because Gundersen must have thought his chance had disappeared, but it's him again, Erik Gundersen, that gets the victory celebrations and an unusual view of Yorkshire.
Erik Gundersen, you thought you'd lost that title, but what a finish.
I told you, Gary, you know, after that first race, like Ollie said to me, you know, we ain't finished yet. It'll be 1 on 13 today, like he said, 14 last year. I've done it again. I beat him in the run-off, you know. Can't believe it.
You thought you'd lost it, though?
I thought I lost it, but I put myself back together again.
What a sensational start to that run-off.
Well, you know, I dropped it on Hans. You know, Hans and me is number 1 and 2 in the world. And, like, I just proved that I was that bit better than him on today, you know. I did it again.
You have a little feeling for Hans, though. We must have thought that he'd won it at one stage.
Well, you know, this is the World Speedway final, and everything can happen on it. I've won it.
Well, there is the final result of this Sunbright World Speedway Championship final. Erik Gundersen retains his title. Hans Nielsen is second. Sam Ermolenko, the shop merchant, is third. Suddenly it's raining here in Bradford. It must be tears for Hans Nielsen, but it's golden rain for Erik Gundersen.